Today's episode is brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbook, only the top-rated sportsbooking app in all of North America. I mean, we know, safe, secure, and the most important thing, just like the homie Deke, reliable, baby. You gotta be reliable, all right? And we got something exciting this year. So usually, we had the OG promo code for the OG listeners. Y'all know what that was, but the new one, oh, you starting it up with that $5 deposit, right? But you getting 250 in bonus bets along with, Deke, you're going to like this one, 1 month of NFL plus premium on the squad, man. Shout out to DraftKings, all right? Shout out to DraftKings. This is a simple concept. The promo code is MOATS. You download the app, put the promo code in, initial $5. Then from there, you're receiving 250 in bonus bets that you might use for anytime touchdowns. We know the games are going on this week, so we're going to be excited about it. But you also can get a chance to lock in and follow your squad, man, with 1 month of that free NFL plus premium, man. So shout out to the homies over at DraftKings. And I also know at times, just like myself, you can run out of control, all right? And the moment gets a little bit too big for you. Well, when that happens, you got to look into your resources, okay? Sometimes you might have a gambling problem, need some help. For those that live in New York, you know it's the number that you can call. But for everybody else, the digits to dial are 1-800-GAMBLER. I said 1-800-GAMBLER.
Got a couple more chats that just rolled in. Dondre Azell says, if we start off hot, a 3-1 scenario, and the Raiders started off terrible, like always, could you see us making a push for Davante, who's already expressed his willingness to leave in his show on Netflix?
Well, that's interesting. I don't hate it. I mean, Davante Adams is an absolute dog. Like, yeah, he nice as heck. That instantly upgrades our receiving core to a level where none of us are talking about feeling not confident in it. We'll be the opposite. We'll be like, man, we have everything we need top to bottom. Like, line them up. Let's go play. But we just have to see, man. Obviously, it's multiple scenarios that have to take place in terms of us starting off hot, Raiders struggling, and the Raiders actually being okay with parting with Davante as well, man. And what would we be willing to actually give up to get him? Because I think that's going to cost. Even if it's in season, I think that's going to cost. So that's kind of how I look at it. How you feel about it, though, homie?
Yeah, I'll take Davante Adams.
What you willing to give up for the home? What you willing to give up for him then? Because it's going to cost.
I don't know. I think we got to see where we're at as a receiver room. Like, if Van Jefferson looks pretty good and Pat Freiermuth is maybe potentially like a pseudo wide receiver too with the amount of targets he's getting, GP's going off.
Yeah.
Maybe we're not as pressed to go out and get him. But if it's one of those scenarios where it's so obvious we need a second guy out there across from Pickens, then I'd be willing to give up more. So that all depends. Like, I'd be willing to go first rounder, I think, if we obviously need him.
Okay.
If we don't need him that bad, then yeah, I don't know if I'm giving up any more than what we were offering for Aiyuk. Maybe just like a second-round pick or something. So you got to think he's already got the contract, and I don't know how much longer the contract goes for either. He's getting up there in age. Like, he's great. It's just I don't think. Yeah, if we're looking all right, we're winning games. It's not a glaring hole. I don't think we got to give up anything crazy, or I wouldn't want to give up anything crazy.
Yeah, I can dig that, man. I'm back and forth, man. Every time I want to feel more confident in our receivers, I see a new report about something that makes me not feel confident in them again. I was feeling good, Deke. I ain't gonna lie. I was trying to lie to myself all weekend. Then I see Ben pop up on the podcast thing again. I was like, yo, he talked about how he don't feel confident in receivers. That's his little concern. I'm like, Lord, 7, I ain't need you to say it too, baby. Come on, man. I need somebody to give me some confidence in these guys. So until I get that confidence, man, I'm over here low-key like, bro, we don't have to be desperate. But, like, I am a little, like, come on. If it's Davante, man, bro, you can have this first rounder. I ain't even tripping, bro. What's up? Because he's already proven. I can go down this list of first rounders that are never going to come close to his type of success just in this class alone, man. And we start going back, and it's just like, yeah, this is already proven, man. And I feel like I can get at least 3 more up out of him. Like, if I get 3 more, that's good. That's house money, man. I'm straight. But that's kind of how I look at it, man. Just in the sense that I still feel like that's our biggest hole. And I do feel like we have a lot of other pieces in place, but we know there's some question marks still in the offense, man, whether we're talking protection, whether it's how we expect these quarterbacks to play in terms of Russ. For some of the other ones that are skeptical about Russ, if it's going to be Fields at some point. But it's just like, man, at least let me just take one other variable off the table. And I mean, obviously, Davante Adams does that in a major way, but I also think that he's the force multiplier type as well. Very different than we're talking Brandon Aiyuk, where it's like, can you do this? Nah, I know what Davante Adams, what he is, and also what that would bring to a GP, what that means for either one of these quarterbacks along with the running game. So when I think of all of that from an impact standpoint, I'm like, heck yeah, I go get that bid. But like you said, man, we know in this scenario, we need us to start fast and for them to start slow. And, you know, we'll see how that goes, man. But yeah, I'm definitely pro go get Davante, man. Heck yeah.
Yeah, I'd be willing to go up to a first round
Yeah.
pick.
Yeah.
I think it'd be fair compensation. I don't know. Yeah, I wonder if we'd need to. I
Yeah.
think that's the other question. Are there other teams out there willing to give up a first for or Devontae just like
Yeah.
that? Maybe, maybe. I'm not exactly sure what his market is with his age and everything and his contract.
Yeah.
And it depends on maybe how he looks this year too. If Oakland's getting off or Vegas is getting off to a bad start and he's only got maybe like 100 yards through the first 4 games, that
You
hurts
know,
his market a little bit.
but you
That
know
hurts
what
his
we all
trade
gonna
value.
say? What you and I would say the exact same thing though. Are we gonna say that's a Davante Adams issue, or is that a byproduct of the quarterbacks in the offense and it being the Raiders issue? I think with Davante, we all gonna side that it's the quarterback play, not necessarily him falling off. And we're gonna all agree, hey man, bring him over here. We think he just as productive and will be, you know, way nicer than what he's already been, just because we think our situation is better. So that's the only part where I'm like, I don't think the Raiders are gonna just like part with him for crumbs because they know what type of player he is. But you also look at their quarterbacks, and I look at their quarterback situation. I look at Minnesota's situation. I'm like, I can see if Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison were struggling at points this year because the quarterback situation is very different right now. You talk about the Raiders right now, their quarterback situation is like, which of those guys do you feel confident are going to be able to actually get, you know, Devontae the ball to actually have him producing like that? I don't trust any of them dudes like that per se.
Yeah, I don't think it would help his case though.
Yeah.
It wouldn't help his value,
No, that's
right?
fair.
But you you
Yeah.
you would lean on giving Devontae the benefit of the doubt. But
Yeah.
with his age and everything, it's not a great look if his numbers aren't that good.
Yeah.
So it could help a potential team that's trying to trade for him get that number, whatever you gotta give up to get him,
Yeah.
get it down.